welcome to my 18-week bump date. Technically I'm 19 weeks and 1 day at the time of this filming, but I just completed my 18 week. So a lot has actually happened in week 18 as far as just, nothing really happened in week 16 or 17, but before I get into what actually happened in week 18, I'm going to kind of go over some of my symptoms. So the first one is not really even a symptom, but the baby has been moving a ton. I know pretty much the second I lay down in the evening, the baby is going to be up moving and just rolling and kicking and punching. And it's mostly, I can feel a lot of the movements on my left side, and a little tiny bit on the right, but it's mostly on the left side of my stomach. So yeah, the baby is moving a lot. The nausea and the vomiting have definitely continued. I don't think they're going anywhere. It's getting to the point now where I kind of know when it's coming well enough that I can kind of prepare and give myself a little extra time. You've probably noticed in my videos, but I'm really short of breath. It happens a lot when I'm walking up and down the stairs. We live on the 3rd floor in our apartment building, and we don't have elevators. So coming home and leaving is a pretty big chore. And then whenever I have, kind of just a lot to say, or just anything to say, really, it doesn't have to be a lot, I find myself having to catch my breath and breathe more. This week I have struggled with my blood pressure. It's usually either too high or too low for where they need it to be. At this point, I don't think the doctors are very concerned about it, but it should be regulating here hopefully pretty soon. But it's definitely fluctuating between too high and too low. Also, my lower back and my pelvic bone have continued to ache a lot. I pretty much will try and get everything done in 1 day that I need to do, so that I can take the next 2 to 3 days to rest and recuperate from 1 day's work. And I know that that's pretty common, but I just, I don't know what to do about the aches at this point. I am wearing the belt, and I don't know. Another thing is, a not so pleasant symptom is that I have been very, very gassy this past week, week 18. I would spend probably, I would say I didn't pass gas as much during the day, but at nighttime when I was kind of relaxed and just kind of hanging around, I would get very, very gassy. And then also my veins are darkening a lot more than they were before. Especially my chest, my legs are very dark as well. And when I take a shower and stuff, you can really see my veins through my skin. Another symptom from week 18 was my gums were bleeding a lot, and I know a lot of that has to do with just throwing up so much. My gums were not in the best of shape. And then swelling in my feet has gotten way worse, and my ankles, and some in my hands, not too much, but most of my feet and my ankles. So those were the symptoms that I had. So let's talk about the events of the week. The very first thing that happened on Thursday, so it would have been 18 weeks, 2 days, I woke up in the morning and I went to the bathroom, and when I wiped, there was blood, and it was bright red. There was quite a bit of it, and so I freaked out. I called the doctor, and then I turned to the Doppler that I purchased, just to make sure that, everything was okay. And the baby's heart rate was pretty low. The baby currently is sitting at the high 150s to mid 160s, but when I checked it on Thursday, it was in the low 130s, which was drastically less than it had been. Even just the day before when I checked, because I use the Dopplers on Monday and Friday. So waited a little bit for the doctor to call back, didn't hear anything, but when I went to the bathroom again, there was more blood. So my husband called into work and he took me to OB intake. They put me on the monitors, they listened to the baby's heart beat for a little bit, and then we just kind of hung out. And after we had been there for 3 hours, the midwife came in and did a pelvic exam, but she couldn't find anywhere where the bleeding had come from the outside, and basically told me to drink more water and go home and get some rest. And then the nurse came in to discharge me, and I was so upset. I'm not gonna lie, I was crying so hard, and I was like, drinking water is not gonna prevent bleeding from happening. And at this point, I know, there's not anything anybody can do. If I'm gonna lose the baby, I'm gonna lose the baby. But, I was really upset. And so she went and got an OB from the Women's Care Clinic, which is just right across the hall from OB intake. And the doctor came in, was also pregnant. She's actually probably had her baby by now because she was due the next week. But she had explained to me that at the 20-ish week mark, you're kind of in the gray zone, because if there's something wrong, there's nothing that they can do really probably to help fix it. But at the same time, the baby's not far enough along that it would survive outside in the world. There's no amount of drugs or anything that they can do to speed up the development at this point in time. So their only advice really is to go home and drink some water and get some rest, because that's the only thing that they can do. She said she had heard it numerous times in her own pregnancy, and it's frustrating, which it really is very frustrating. But she agreed to do a scan just to make sure that it was nothing serious. Originally they were hesitant to do the scan because my anatomy scan is at 20 weeks. But she agreed to do it just for peace of mind, because I had said I would rather know if something is wrong now and prepare for it than to be completely blindsided at the anatomy scan. So she went ahead and did the scan, and the baby is laying transverse at the moment. The head is on my right side and the legs are on my left, which is probably why I feel so much movement on my left side, because the legs and arms and everything are over there. But she also did tell us whether or not we were having a boy or a girl. And I'm not going to reveal that now. We're going to do a live YouTube broadcast of the baby shower, on March 28th. And then I'll probably do a separate reveal for that. We are going to tell our parents next Saturday, which would be 20 weeks and 4 days, I think. Just because A, I can't keep a secret, and B, we want our parents to be the first to know. So we're going to keep it a secret from the rest of the world, except for my mom and dad and my mother-in-law. So, ultimately, they did not find any bleeding. She said there may have been a small clot covering my cervix that had came out, but they couldn't find a source of active bleeding. She said that my placenta is lying a little low, but it's not covering the opening of my cervix or anything. She couldn't see anywhere where the placenta was coming off of the wall of my uterus, so no, nothing like that. And so her recommendation was to just take it easy, no lifting anything over 5 pounds, no heavy work, pretty much no anything. Kind of you can get up and move around, but you're on bed rest kind of a thing. So we're just going with that for now. I also did a couple days later, I got a pregnancy pillow. I got the Leechco Snuggle Total Body Pillow. And the reason I got that was because I was having such a hard time sleeping on my side. I noticed that when I woke up on my back, my chest would hurt very badly. So we went ahead and got that pillow, and it has been amazing. I will do a review on that here in a few days probably, but it has been amazing. And the week ended with me going to the dentist. They do recommend going in during your second trimester because poor gum health has, I guess, been linked to low birth weights and premature birth. And I had already had bleeding gums and, you know, just throwing up constantly. I'm pretty sure that my mouth was in really bad shape. I went ahead and declined the x-rays. The lady told me that there was really no risk to having the x-rays done. There was such a low amount, but I just would rather not risk anything happening. So she cleaned out my mouth. She just did a general, well, she did a deep clean, but they had wanted to give me some numbing stuff because they went really deep in my gums, just to clean everything out. And of course I declined that because, again, why risk it? So I went and they said, I don't have any cavities, I have a great mouth, aside from pregnancy-induced gingivitis, which should clear up after the baby comes. So that's about it. My weight, currently at 18 weeks, I was up 5.5 pounds overall, so my current weight now is 107.4. So that is all from an update. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up and show you the bump. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you very shortly for a few very special videos. Talk to you later. Bye.